Hey guys, welcome back. I know this is a little bit of a weird angle for you, but I'm going to go ahead and show you some of my favorite things about Halloween. Now, I might be almost 30. One more year. I still go out trick-or-treating. I will be the first to admit it. I admit it. Only because it's the only holiday that you actually get to go around, harass a whole bunch of random people you don't know, and they have to give you candy. But, besides that, another big thing, costumes. You will have your choice of costumes. Whether it be rubber masks, you can have makeup, or you can have prosthetics. Now, regular masks. This is my go-to. Right here. I had this for several years. And there's nothing scarier than a random Easter bunny in the middle of the woods on Halloween. This face is so deranged. I actually got this back when I was the Easter bunny for Walmart. I've kept it all these years. Look at that. That is a face so... well, nobody could really love that. But this thing is your typical mask. Right here, you're going to have latex on the inside. Very small breathing holes, basically no mouth hole. These things are very hot. They are very heavy. If you're going to be wearing one of these, might I suggest getting an Under Armour balaclava or cutting yourself some good mouth holes. This one here does not have a mouth hole, as you can see with the tongue out. There is no way. So, right here, right there, there's two mouth holes, one for breathing, one for drinking, making sure that you have two mouth holes when you're in a mask. One basically just for drinking, because if anything spills in there, it's gonna smell funky. But another thing that I go to, makeup. Like I've been showing you all these little face paints, makeup is great. Oop, don't drop that. Now, my favorite, so these things. These are prosthetics. These are full face prosthetics. I am not endorsed by Real Effects, but Real Effects is my go-to. You can get these in spirit stores. You can get them online. These things are really amazing. But there is a downside. You're going to have to cut these, and you're going to have to antique these. This is straight out of the box. I haven't cut this yet. I haven't antiqued it. You can see it. It's a very, very simple paint job. You got your red, and then you got your black. When you go to antique said prop, you're going to need acrylic white and acrylic brown, acrylic black. Basically, what you're going to do, especially with this double one, you're going to want stuff cotton in these things so they stay up. All these grooves right here, all these wrinkles, you won't be able to see them. So what you're going to do, I'm going to show you with my face paint here, since I still have that out. I'm going to take my black, I'm going to go right here. Really can't see all that wrinkle right in the eye. Place your black inside. Fill in those cracks here. Like so. Really get in there. Like, I mean really get in there. You don't want to see any red. You're going to take a paper towel. You're going to take a washcloth. Very lightly start taking off that black. What you're going to have is the leftover black is going to fill in all these cracks here. So now you could really see that. See if I can get a good angle here. Right there. Really lighten that up. Again, be careful that you don't take off the black that you just put in there. Now once you have your black done, let that dry. Take your white, very lightly go over. You're basically going to dry brush white. What that's going to do is going to highlight the top there. So now you got all that shading that was already hidden because the paint job didn't go well. That's going to come out. So if we compare sides, I believe these have the same, yes they do. They have the same sides. Let's turn this over here. Boop. With the shading, without the shading. You can see there's a big difference right there. Now, most appliances will not have the strap on it, but since this is a large one, it's going to have the strap. Don't be afraid to cut your latex prosthetic. All these ones here, they're usually one size fits most. I have a small head, so when it comes to it, I'm going to cut this section off here, right around the nose, a lot of this off, right around the top here. Don't be afraid to cut this. Alright? Now, when you get one of these prosthetic kits, you're going to get your prosthetic, you're going to get these little bottles here, and you're going to have a universal instruction guide. Alright, I've done a lot of horror makeups. I've done a lot of horror house makeups. Horror house, not whorehouse. You're going to need a lot of spirit gum. That's what the adhesive is. You're going to have your golden bottle. This is your spirit gum. You're going to have your clear bottle. This is your remover. Now, like I said, that one, I haven't fully antiqued it. This is my favorite. I have used this one for many years. And that is my, I don't know how you would say it, ventriloquist dummy. This was the original color. Look at that. Let's see if I can get it look good. It was basically beige. What I did was I antiqued it. I broadened out the red here, put more pink in the cheeks, and basically highlighted all the cracks. Now this was one piece. What I did was I cut out the lower jaw, like so. So therefore, when I talked with it, the jaw would move. Now don't worry, I'm going to show you how to apply one of these. First things first, take your washcloth, go once right over. Take out any grease you might have on your face. I have very oily skin, so I always like to do that. Keep your hair back. If you're bald, this is basically your best thing. So what I'm going to do is right here. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a general placement, making sure that I am fully covered. Now, if you are doing one of these, costume first. Always put your costume on first. I cannot stress that enough, because I've dealt with people who've, gotten these prosthetic kits. They put it on, it's all amazing, they got all of it done, and they realize that they don't have their costume on. So they put their costume on, all the antique is rubbed off because they haven't waited, this gets pulled down, and it loses its shape and everything. Make sure you have your costume on first. Now, what most people do is they take one of these styrofoam guys and they'll pin the prosthetic on there until it's ready to be applied. Therefore, you won't get these weird creases or anything when you're ready to put it on. So again, make sure your hair is back. Take out your spirit gum like so. A little bit will do you. Alright, I know it looks like a little tiny bottle, but trust me, you get many, many uses out of it. Now, spirit gum is a little bit weird. It smells funny. It's really gross. But you're just gonna have to get over it. Get one of these hair clips because my bang is just gonna keep coming out. Perfect. Alright. Spirit gum is a pain in the butt to work with. So most people, what they'll do is they'll put it on, they'll slap it on their face, and they'll hold it there for like half an hour or so. And when I take the finger off, guess what? It's not sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice layer right here on the forehead. Like I said, don't get the edges yet. We're going to get those edges later. So now I just create a nice little triangle with my spirit gum right on my appliance, like so. Now here comes the fun part. Put that in there, take your appliance, and squish it together, and let it go. Squish it together, let it go. Basically what we're doing is we're airing out the spirit gum until it becomes tacky. Once we get a good tack on it, see, that's what you want to hear, right? That's some ASMR right there. Once you get a good tack, then you're ready to apply. Like so. Test it with your finger. It should basically have the same tackiness as duct tape. So you should be able to stick to it. If it still feels a little light and you're not getting a good tack, add a little bit more. You want to get the forehead done first. Alright, that's going to be your larger area. Oh, it smells like Halloween. It's so good. Trust me, I know a lot of people say, oh, pumpkin spice, that's the smell of Halloween. No, spirit gum is. So we got that good tack. Listen. Yeah, that's good. Making sure my forehead is nice and dry. I'm going to go ahead and lay that right down. Push it with your fingers. Just go ahead and tap that down. So right now, I got a good stick. So what I'm going to do now, world, I'm going to start running more spirit gum right here on this edge here. You do not want to get the bridge of your nose. Alright? That's one place you do not want the spirit gum. So again, hitting that corner. This time I'm just going to tap it with the brush it comes with. Once it starts sticking to the brush, then I know we're good to go. There we go. Gonna gently lay it down. Alright, I don't want to force it. Like so. Don't put any glue on these cheek areas or anywhere that's going to protrude. Alright? Because it's just going to pop out normally. If you have people that are going to be messing with the prosthetic, if they're going to be fooling around with the horns, if they're going to be like squeezing the cheeks, go ahead and take cotton balls. Don't take tissues. I stress enough. Do not put tissues inside this, because once you get sweat in there, your tissues are going to dissolve and it's just going to become one big stinky mess. You don't want that. So just put cotton balls here. If you have some cotton balls, put them up here. If you have the devil one, put it in the horns, put it in the cheeks, anywhere that it's going to protrude out. Now, remember I said don't put spirit gum in the nose area. These things are going to get hot. You're going to sweat. You want to have that air circulation. So with this, I have the air circulation going in through the eye, coming out through the mouth, coming out through the nose. I do not want to block any of those areas because it does get hot. I've worn these in haunted houses. I've worn them out trick-or-treating. I've worn them out during Halloween parades. When you're walking, when you're doing different things with these things on, you want perfect airflow. Alright, you don't want to block any of this. That's why I said, if you know somebody's going to be messing with your makeup, put cotton balls in. If you know they're not going to touch you, like if you're in haunted houses, the big rule is don't touch the actors will not touch you. If you know nobody's going to be touching you, leave them open. You want a good airflow. Alright, now that this side here is tacked, you can see untacked, tacked, like so. I'm going to do this side here, attach this down, and then we're going to get the bottom jaw. Again, I'm not putting too much on that I'm going to restrict my airflow, but I'm also putting enough on that no matter if I'm jumping out, if I'm hiding somewhere, if I know people are going to see me, this thing is not coming off. Take a little bit more, hit this side. Right on the edge there. Go ahead, hit it with paint with the brush that comes with until it starts sticking. Now, a little tidbit. Alright, a little information. The remover, there isn't much there. Some of you might go through a lot of the remover trying to just get off your first section. Like first time putting it on, first time taking it off. Oh no, you got a whole bunch of spirit gum, but you don't have the remover. I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down. Spirit gum remover. I've learned this from Dorney. You can use rubbing alcohol. That is basically spirit gum remover. Now, just pull this up here. There we go. Now I can see. Tap 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 tap. Tap 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 tap. Always tap. Tap 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 tap. Tap 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 tap. Now we've got a good seal. Look at that. That is what one appliance will do for you. Look, that looks so pretty. So sexy. But rubbing alcohol. If you are out of spirit gum remover, because this little bottle will maybe get off 1 or 2 times. If you're in a haunted house, you're going to go through this really quick. Rubbing alcohol. Take a little bit on a Q-tip. Go ahead, find one of these open areas, and just start running it up. It's going to go ahead and take off all the adhesive. Make sure you scrub it down with the rubbing alcohol wherever you have the spirit gum. And then put baby powder. Baby powder wherever all the glue was. Alright, that's going to go ahead and take off any of the moisture that might be still in the mask, on the prosthetic, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to help preserve this piece. I've had this one for, I think it's on 3 years now. This is a 3-year-old prosthetic. And it still hasn't torn. It still hasn't lost any color. And I'm still able to apply it and reapply it. It's so much fun because with the Annabelle movies, it really helps out. Now I'm going to go ahead and seal off right here, this bottom corner. I call these the little wings, because if you don't stick these down, they're just going to flap wherever you move. Whenever you go ahead and jump out, it's just going to look like Dumbo ears. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach this here. Make sure it's nice and tacky. I'll lay that right there. Give yourself some good old slaps right there. Not so hard, but just enough that it's just going to tack on. Right in there. Now you want to open up your mouth here. All the way. Tap it down again. Just so when you do talk, it's not going to unstick. So if you go for a big ah, it's not going to unflap. Like so. So you can see, it's nice and stuck. I can move around. This one here, whoop, it's a flapper. Look at that flap. Flap, 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 flap. You want to go ahead and attach that one down too. Now, like I said, I cut this piece out. 1, it's going to give me a lot more mobility. 2, it's going to be a lot easier to drink water. It's going to be a lot easier to breathe. And 3, what's the point of having a ventriloquist dummy if you can't make the mouth move? Now, like I said, don't be afraid to cut any of your pieces off. These eyes were a little bit smaller when I got this. There was a lot more to the forehead. There was a lot more to the sides of the face. So I just cut it down to my size. These things are meant to be cut. Alright? Tap, tap, tap. Open. Ah. Tap, tap, tap. Open. Ah. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. Now that's done. I'm gonna let these dry. I feel so pretty. Now, as you can see, there's an air hole here. There's an air hole here. Therefore, I got even more ventilation here. I have ventilation going in the cheeks, in the eyes, in the mouth, and a little bit up here with the eyebrows. Therefore, I am not going to overheat. Do not seal your face in these things. Alright? I know a lot of people want to. They want to put so much glue on that basically you can't pull it off without somebody screaming. You want to have good ventilation. Especially when you're in a horror house, it's going to be dark. You're not going to see these creases. You're not going to see all your gaps. Alright? So, make it easier on yourself. Get yourself some air conditioning going on there. Okay? Alright, now this is all tacky. I can move. Alright? The face moves with my face. I can get some good little forehead action. Just the right amount of glue, and you're able to get a lot of different expressions with these things. Finally, this is the little chin piece that I took off. A little bit here makes a big difference. See, like right here, once I put it on, I'm able to move the chin, move the whole mouth open, up and down. Right there. So, what I'm going to do, chins are a little bit tricky. You want to get right in the tip of the chin. Alright? Get right in that little crevice there. And get the bottom of the chin. This is where you're going to have a lot of your spirit gun being used. Because chins, you're going to be doing a lot of talking. You're going to be doing a lot of booing, a lot of making noise. You're going to do a lot with your mouth. Please don't take that into the wrong context. But this area is going to have the most movement. You want it to be stuck on there really good. Alright, now it's nice and tacky. Lift up your chin. Place it right in there. Let it stick naturally. Tap, 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 tap. And now you've got a good prosthetic right there. Whoop. As it falls off. This is why you gotta make sure it's nice and sticky. Like I said, this one will want to come off a lot. Make sure it's nice and stuck. Come on, tap it on. Like so. There we go. Now, prosthetics, take your black out your eyes, black out any areas that you don't want people to see skin. Alright? Now that we got that done, that's all taken care of. Your prosthetics on. We're going to move on to fake blood. This bottle is your typical fake blood. This is what you could get over at Walmart, you could get at Target. This chin keeps falling off. Like I said, chins are very stubborn. Come on, stay on there. There we go. Hopefully. This stuff can stain. How do I know that? this cap was white. But this stuff is pretty good. Oh man, that's corrosive. Look at that. You'll want a deep, rich color red here. So if you ever go to a spirit store, if you go, I haven't gone yet, I know I want to. If you go to a spirit store, you're going to have many different bottles. If you go to a Walmart, they usually have 1 or 2 bottles. You usually can find them in the little makeup kits. Look for the deep red. I'm going to go ahead and take some with my finger. See that? The brighter the red, the less realistic it's going to look. This stuff is really good. I got this over at Target. So I'm going to take a little bit here. Whoop! I'm going to drop my remover, but that's okay. Get a good smear. As you can see, it runs like actual blood. Give that to the camera, look at that. This actually looks like blood, because when it dries, it's going to start cracking, like if you have a nosebleed or anything like that. This is what you want. Grab my remover. The only downside to, like I said, it stains clothing. So if you're going to be using this, go ahead, go to don't go to Joann's. Go to Salvation Army. Go to a thrift store. Get yourself some old clothes. Alright? Get yourself some old clothes if you're going to do the zombie thing. This stuff shows up really nicely on clothes. Again, like I said, the darker it is, if you happen to find an open bottle, don't go cracking them open, but most of the time people open them so they can see. You want to find that dark red. If it's light, it's not a good fright. Alright? The darker the red, the better it is. You can make your own. Alright, if you want to be cheap. Or if you have the right ingredients. My friend makes some really good blood. It's basically cornstarch, water, food coloring. It tastes really good. She always puts sugar in it. So I'm really tempted to just like eat all the fake blood and then I look really, really creepy. But yes, you could go along that way. So I'm going to take my rag. I'm going to wipe that down. It does stain. Alright? So just be warned. If you're cleaning up this kind of blood, the fake stuff, rubbing alcohol, that'll take it right off. Now that I've been wearing this, I'm going to show you how to remove it. Take your spirit gum remover. As you can see, there is no brush to this. Alright, it's just a cap. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my large brush. Something with a flat surface. Usually you want to do a Q-tip. But since I didn't bring any, I'm just going to take my large brush. I could usually pop off the chin really good. When I pop off the chin, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down on the inside. Anywhere there was glue, wipe the remover, take a rag, clean that off, turn it inside out, and let it dry. Now, move on to your face. Grab that open section, place the brush in, and start working your way down. Just do little circles, so you're not going to tear your appliance, and it's just going to remove it right there. Bring it up, little circles. Like so. Move on to your forehead. Little circles. On the temple. And there's no tears. No problems. Right down the forehead. Anywhere that you had glue, make sure you get some remover. You don't want to leave glue on these. Alright, because it's going to want to dry out your prosthetic. Plus then it might pick up the other pieces and it's going to be a pain in the butt to try to remove them. So, go ahead. And as I'm doing this, I'm turning it inside out, too. Like I did with the first part. Turn it inside out. Let it dry. Like so. Now that's going to dry overnight, and I'll be ready for the next Halloween. So guys, hopefully this helps you with any kind of makeup that you might be doing. Any kind of Halloween ideas. And guys, have a safe Halloween. I'm going to be coming back with Halloween balloons. I can't wait for that. Also, we are going to be taking a trip to Ocean City, Maryland. So I will be down there, well, up there for a week. So I'll probably have a bunch of videos of me and my grandmama, because I usually don't get too many videos. I actually don't have any videos with her, and she could be a handful. So guys, I will see you in the next one. Have a great Halloween, and when we come back from Ocean City, Maryland, we're going to jump into our horror-themed grab bag of balloons, which I'm going to have all the names written down, and we're going to be pulling them out of the mausoleum. So guys, have a wonderful time, have fun scaring people, have a great Halloween, and be safe. See ya!